Hello and welcome back to another Endless Runner game tutorial. In our last video we had our hero, in my case a panda, running along the track. And now what we want to do is implement the jump functionality. So when I press the up arrow, I want our character to jump up into the sky. And now to do that I'm going to need a new image, a jump image. So what I've done is I've drawn my little panda here. Well, in fact, another teacher, Mr. Bibb, drew this wonderful jumping panda. So I've drawn that, and then I have also uploaded it here using select some files. So it's now uploaded, so I can now use it in my game. Now notice here that my panda is switching between the two walking images. Now when I hit the up arrow, I don't want that to continue switching. So I need to know what state my panda is in. Is he walking, in which case I should be switching between the two images, or is he jumping, in which case I just show the jumping image. So to do that, we use a variable to keep track of what state they're in. So let me create that now. So outside the loop, up here where we create our hero, I'm going to create this hero state, and I'm going to set that equal to running. Now I also need to create an image for my panda, because I might want to switch to the jumping state when I hit the up arrow. So I'm going to create a new variable called panda jump and set that equal to a load image and this panda jump that I created. So I now have a panda jump image that I can switch to if I need to. When I first start, my hero state is running, and so down here where I had this code, every 30 frames check if I want to switch the image. Now I only want to do that if I'm in the running state. So if hero state is equivalent to running, then and only then do I do this check. So I need to indent all this, because remember, if this statement's true, I do whatever's indented. So in this case, all this highlighted, 38 to 42. So if I'm in the running state, do this. And of course, I am currently in the running state. So if I stop and start now, I shouldn't have changed anything. But what I can now do is I can say, if I'm in this running state, check whether I need to switch. But also I can do another if statement. I can say, if I press the up arrow, so if is key pressed, key up, that's the code for checking if I've hit the up arrow code. If that has been pressed, then set my hero state equal to, let's call it jumping. And so now I won't be doing this anymore, because I'm not, hero state is not running. So I would also need down here, lining up with my if hero state equals running, and elif check if hero state is equivalent to jumping. Then at the moment I'm just going to pass. That means do nothing. This is where we'll put the code to actually put the jumping. But so now what should happen is, oh, you know what else I want to do? If I press the up arrow, I want to change my panda.image equal to the panda jump, I believe I called it. Let's check. Panda jump, yes. So if I hit the up key, switch the image to panda jump, and then I've also changed the hero state. So next time through the loop, it'll draw the background and it'll come down hero state won't be running. So it'll skip all the indented stuff. It'll come down, check if hero state is jumping, and do nothing. And then that'll continue forever, because I've got no way to get out of this jumping state. But let's just check. Start. Oh, I got bad input error on line 39. A chance for us to do some debugging. I didn't put the closing quote. There we go. So yeah, when you get an error, don't panic. Just look, what line is the error? And then try and find it. And I just was missing that double quote. Maybe you noticed that. So now if I start, we're walking along, and I hit the up arrow now, and I switch to the jump state. Cool. That is awesome. So now I need to actually implement that jump code, which goes here. Now how do we make our panda jump? Well, let's say we've got our screen that is 1000 pixels by 300, and our panda is somewhere here. Now what I want to do is initially I want to move the panda up And if I moved it up by 10 every frame, then the panda would go from here to up 10, then up 10, then up 10, and it would look like he's just moving up the screen at a constant speed. But when you jump, gravity actually pulls you back down. So you might actually move up 10 pixels, and then next time you'll only move up a little less, 9. And then you'll only move up a little less, like 8. And then you'll only move up 7, and so on, until you get up to here where you might move up by 1, and then you don't move up at all, and then you start falling. You come down. So you go down by 1, and then down by 2. So gravity makes you fall faster, and then faster, down by 3. So in fact, what we want to do is when we first jump, we want to go up at some initial speed. So let's say we did use 10. And in fact, we've actually got to use minus 10 because remember, 0, 0 is up the top here. And so as we get higher, we go down the screen. So if we want to go up the screen, is it 0, 300? We have to go by minus 10. So we want to set our, when we first jumping, we want to set our initial velocity. Maybe we create a variable hero velocity and we set it equal to minus 10. And then we change our, we use this formula here. We're going to change our hero Y position where we are. So we'll say hero.y equals hero.y plus our hero velocity. And in that case, it's minus 10. So that will move our bear up 10. And then we want to change that hero velocity to be less. So we say hero velocity is now equal to itself, the hero velocity, minus gravity. And so our gravity, we might set that to be 1. So then that would make the hero velocity go from minus 10 to minus 9. And then next time through the loop would go minus 8, just like we saw here. So then our panda would go up less and less and less till it got to 0. And then when we minus the gravity, then the panda would start falling faster and faster and faster. So let's try and implement that code and see if it works. So let's create some variables up here. So let's say set our initial velocity equal to, let's try those values, minus 10. And notice I'm using all capitals. When you've got a constant variable in Python, you generally, that's a constant meaning it's not going to change. You generally put it in all uppercase. And so then I put gravity, and we'll set that equal to 1. And then our hero velocity, let's set that equal to our initial velocity. Cool. So we've got our variables we can use. Now when we do jump, when we go into that jump state, so that's when we press the key up. We say our hero state's jumping, our panda image goes to the jumping image, and here is where we should set our initial velocity. So hero velocity equals our initial velocity. So every time we hit the, or actually every time we're in the running state, so we have to be in the running state first, and then we hit the up arrow, then we'll set our hero velocity equal to minus 10. So we'll start moving up. Okay, so what we need to do then is in this state here, just like we said, we say hero.y equals hero.y plus our velocity. So move it up by 10 and then change our velocity, hero velocity, so we add the gravity. And then let's just see what happens. So we start, I'm running along, I hit the up arrow, and we've got a bug. Hero is not defined on line 51. Oh yeah, hero.y, I actually called our sprite panda, not hero. So I actually want to check panda. Panda's our character, that's what we called it. So start, run, 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 hit the jump. Oh, look at that. Run, 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 hit the jump. He jumps up and then falls off the bottom of the screen. Now, he almost jumped too far, didn't he? So let's set maybe a higher initial velocity and then set gravity to be not pull him down so fast, so make gravity slightly less. And then let's see what we get. So start running along, hit the up arrow. Yeah, that looked better. Running along, hit the up arrow. Whoa! But notice, we actually want him to stop jumping when he comes down and hits the floor. Now, where's the floor? Well, that's where we first drew our panda, which was at 170. So I might create another variable for this. So I might say floor, and it's not going to change, so I'm going to keep it as capitals, equals 170. And then whenever I have this number 170, I can just use the floor. And that's helpful because in this jump state here, when I come back, as I'm coming back down, I want to check if I've passed the floor. So if panda.y is greater than the floor, so let me show you what that means. Yeah, if our floor was here at 170, then if the panda, if the panda comes down past that floor, remember, because gravity is making him move faster and faster, so he might not exactly equal 170, but he might move past it. If that happens, then I actually want to move him back up to be exactly on the floor. So if my panda passes the floor, then what I want to do is say panda.y equals the floor, set him back to there, and then I want to take him out of this jumping state. So I say hero state equals and set it back to running. And what I might also want to do is just immediately just go hero.image equals panda walk 1. And it would change because we've got our check here, but it only changes the image every 30 frames. So I might want to send it back straight away. So now I think we should have, yeah, look good, but, error, name hero is not defined on line 57. I keep making that same mistake. Our hero I actually called panda, not hero. So let's change it to panda.image. So let's try again, start and jump. Woohoo! Now I still think the jumping looks not quite realistic. He's going up too fast and he's coming down too quick. So this is where you can play around with this initial velocity. I don't want him jumping up so fast, so let's maybe put it back to 10, but let's just set the gravity to way less, like 0.3, and let's see what that looks like. So stop and start. Yeah, I think that's looking better. Maybe he's still even jumping too high. So maybe the initial velocity can be like -9. And let's see. Stop, start. Yeah, that's looking good. I reckon that's good. The only thing, you can just keep playing until you get something you like. Maybe even the gravity is still too much, 0.25. Let's see. Stop, start. Yeah, I'm really liking that. That's looking good. Awesome. All right. Hopefully you've enjoyed that video, and I will see you in the next tutorial where we will add some enemies that our panda or whatever hero you have can actually jump over. See you then.